Okay. Actually, I need to edit this real quick. Will it let me do it on the fly? Yeah. Save. Okay.
Oh boy.
There we go. So give it a few minutes.
Hopefully we get that same crew in here.
I think they'll come back. They just had to wait a few minutes.
I'll just continue to not look at your eyes.
Okay.
Sorry. Wow, I don't know what's going on. I know what's going on.
What's going on with this? Okay.
Wow. Is it?
Okay, and people are saying they're back. Yay, we're back.
And we're back.
And we're back. Okay, let's try that again.
Okay, cold open once again. Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of
Living the Scream! The behind the scenes of The Mummy and the Monkey. This is our YouTube channel, The Mummy and the Monkey. So we dress up in character. We host cheesy B movies on Friday nights. And then we also have thrifting and reselling adventures.
And who are you?
And I'm Janet, the Mummy.
Yes, that's right. And that would make me James, the Monkey.
Yes.
Grim Gory and Janet Decay when we do our characters on the Harry Scary Hangout.
Yep, totally.
Yeah, but this show is a little different, obviously. We're not in character.
No.
We are our alter egos, if you will. Or if you won't, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But we just sit here and we talk about the behind the scenes of the show.
Yes.
The Mummy and the Monkey's Harry Scary Hangout. And we also talk about our adventures in thrifting and reselling as well.
We do, and sometimes we do put up like thrifting or reselling vlogs.
Yes.
We haven't done any vlogs, like personal behind-the-scenes videos in a while. That's something I would like to do a little more.
In the new year.
Maybe in the new year. But yeah, so do we want to talk about The Mummy and the Monkey first, or do we want to talk about
you can do
eBay first?
Whatever you'd like. I got a lot of show
Or do we want to just talk about everything?
Look, it's all going to be good tonight.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
There's a lot of exciting things to talk about and a lot of cool show. I got show and tell for both Mummy and the Monkey and the reselling stuff. So
okay, so we went.
You figure it out.
We went to an estate sale that was local.
I guess we're doing resale talk.
Let's do the resale talk first.
That's fine.
We went to an estate sale a couple days ago that was local. You went twice. I went once to look around. And I got a whole box of Barbie clothes, like vintage Barbie clothes from the 70s for like $30.
Mm-hmm.
I found another thing at that house sale that's really cool.
And this house had a lot of collectibles in it.
Yeah, so this, the story was, so the lady,
know?
the person, yeah, well, it's just what you've told me, what you've heard. The person who lived there passed away almost a year ago. And the house had all this stuff in it. So, they wanted to empty it to sell it, give it to the whoever remaining relatives are around.
And the way I heard about that was I overheard, because some of the people, and this happens quite often at estate sales, people that lived in the neighborhood and knew of the people or knew them personally will come to those sales. Mm-hmm. And some people will remark maybe they never were in the house before, so this is the first time. They knew the people, they knew their neighbor, but they never were in their house. So they, wow, I didn't know all, they'll just look around and comment that they had never been in the house before.
Yeah.
Well, one of the people that were doing the sales, running the sale, was talking to someone like this, and the woman that was the neighbor was like, yeah, she goes, when did she must have just died. I just saw her last month. And the woman running the sale was like, no, she died in January. So, So if you just saw her last month, it must be her ghost, or maybe she's back as a zombie or something. She probably did see her in January or in February or the year before.
And it felt like last month.
She just wasn't paying attention.
Wasn't paying attention at the time.
But you never know. Maybe she did see her ghost.
But that is kind of interesting. I just saw her last month.
I was just kind of eavesdropping as I was waiting to get my stuff rung up or whatever. But yeah, so that does happen when people live around in that neighborhood, in the neighborhood of the people that are having the sale.
Yeah, and the people who lived there before, you could tell they saved everything.
Yes.
And that's something that you don't see with a lot of younger people now. Like, people don't save as many things as they used to.
So what you're saying is estate sales of the future are going to be lame.
They're going to be very minimal and dismal. But I think there's still going to be a lot of stuff around. It's just,
I'm joking. No, there's going to be the occasional. I think a lot more people are very stuff savvy.
Well, there are still a lot of collectors out there, and I think you see that in a lot of the older homes, like with these estate sales, where a lot of the older people, saved a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, like, they had vintage Halloween costumes from, like, the 60s.
And I grabbed some of that
had vintage clothes, like clothes that maybe they haven't worn in 40 years, and it was still hanging up in their closet. Like, they still held on to things.
Yeah.
And nowadays, you wouldn't do that.
You just donate it or throw it away.
If a year goes by, personally, I want to go through the closet and get rid of my old clothes. Like, I don't really hang on to stuff that long.
I do. See,
for some things, but other things I will collect. So I'm selective about what I save.
I need to purge a lot this year. That's my plan. Is to just get rid of a bunch of stuff because I can't. If anything ever happened to me, I don't want to leave all this stuff here. It's not fair to you.
Because it can be like a lot for like the people who are, you know, when you leave this world, like what all the stuff that you leave, and then you've got relatives that are like, what do I do with all this?
And I think I talked about this before without getting too introspective or weird here, but about how everything is literally just pretty much borrowed.
We're all borrowing these things. Everyone on this planet borrows all these things.
All these things you covet, you know, whatnot, all these material type of
whatever
things.
you have in your collection right now it's
going to be someone else's one day.
Enjoy it now while you're here. Yeah, we're all borrowing these things.
Yeah, that's the weird thing.
It's just material stuff.
And that's a lot of this stuff around us, if it wasn't bought brand new, is definitely was someone else's possession, prized or not. And,
right.
And now it's ours until it's not again. It's just strange.
Yeah, and there really is, especially like here in America, there is an abundance of stuff. And I guess we're really, it can be a very good thing, especially for a picker, a reseller, or maybe a collector, or someone that upcycles. There's people that will take vintage furniture and they fix it up and they'll sell it. You know, or they restore vintage electronics or whatever, you know, so there is an abundance of stuff. There's a lot of stuff out there. There's lots of opportunities to go to the thrift shop.
Yeah.
You know, not every, you know, all the cities are different, but there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff out there still.
And if you get into reselling and you really are serious about it, and we learned this early on when we started watching a lot of YouTube videos on reselling and different people out there doing eBay and whatnot. And Whatnot's a thing now. So Whatnot.
Oh yeah, Whatnot. That's an auction site.
Or what have you.
Yeah.
A lot of resellers would say, look, once you get that out there, and people know that you do this, they'll be coming to you. And that's been happening a lot.
Some people have come to us
over the last several years,
where maybe they're cleaning out their place, or maybe they're moving and they want to downsize, or
like when you had your shop, you had that couple come in. Was it Charles and his wife? And they sold you a bunch of, and he collected weird devil stuff.
Yeah,
he was an older gentleman.
I bought like some collections from him.
They had a lot of creepy stuff, and you wouldn't. It's so unassuming. It was this like older couple.
Yeah.
You know, in their 60s or whatever.
Real quick, I'm going to look at some of the comments here. Neil says, I always feel like that. I get dead people's good stuff, but when I pass, someone else is going to get my good stuff.
That's just the reality of it.
It's the circle of stuff.
Unless you burn it or destroy it or throw it away.
The smart people hold on to their things, says Sears James. Randy says, Janet has a Betty Boop vibe going on tonight. Well, thank you.
Does. She got the curly flip.
Yeah, I actually, a couple weeks ago, I went and got my hair did and got it cut. It's in layers, so it does this curly thing now. But when I host the show, I'm in character and I've got wigs and stuff, so it looks more...
We'll do your Betty Boop impression.
Oh, I could probably do it.
Do it.
Boopy doopy doopy doop. Boop boopy doop.
Nice. See? I love that.
I love Betty Boop.
So yeah, and I even went to a flea market. They actually brought back the Berea Flea Market for one extra weekend in December because it was close to Christmas. Yeah. It wasn't that great. I mean, there was just two of the three buildings that they usually have open were there, and they had several vendors that were junky stuff, which is what we like.
Yeah, we like looking through the junky stuff vendors.
And then the other thing was just a bunch of closeout stuff and just stuff that you didn't really just things that I just didn't need, or I couldn't resell really.
Yeah.
And I was like forcing myself to buy stuff. But there's one vendor there who deals in jewelry mostly, but this time he didn't have much with him. But he had a bunch. But he sells stuff like any of his other stuff he has. It's always cheap. Like you put a pile together, and that looks like a $7 pile to me. You're like, this would have cost me $30-$40 at some other guy's table.
Yeah, that one vendor is really cool because he'll get rid of the really valuable stuff, and then he'll have the junky stuff for the flea market. But some of the junky stuff there's treasure in. Like the one time I bought a whole box of plush toys. It was a couple weeks ago for $15. I'm sorting through these retro plush toys, and there was a plush dog with a patch on his chest, and it said Henry. He had like a little name tag that said Henry. And the vintage Henry plush dog, I sold it for $75. And I've got a couple other...
Right away, it sold like overnight.
It sold like the same day I listed it. So there were some people asking like $150 and $100 for this plush dog. And I'm thinking, for a plush dog? I priced mine a little bit lower just to move it quick. Because I knew a collector would want it and they're going to get a deal on it. And I'm still going to make something on it.
Yeah, from this. So when I went back, I went solo. You didn't want to go Saturday morning, which was kind of a wise
Saturday
decision.
I felt a little meh.
That's okay.
So I tried to sleep in a little bit.
And that's fine because you really. I texted you that you didn't miss anything. But
I had a feeling it was going to be mostly like new stuff.
But
there.
that same guy, he had some more plush there. He does Peppermint Patty ragdoll.
Oh, Peppermint Patty.
It looks like they go for like anywhere between $20 and $30. So, and I paid $7 for like a bunch of stuff. So this isn't a bunch of stuff.
So you can still make something on it.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I'll put her up for $20 and
you'll
see
make
if she'll
a little
sell.
something.
Yeah, I mean, because I think at that guy's table I spent $10. I went back again and bought some Christmas ornaments and some books. A book I'll show you, and he goes $3 and a piece of Wedgwood that I left in there. It's a really old creamer. It's really
Wedgwood
crazed.
can be either really
something or nothing.
Yeah, like it's weird with Wedgwood porcelain. Some of it's only like $10 little things, but then like some pieces could be like $100.
Which was cool because
it's really random.
Yeah.
So if you find Wedgwood, don't spend a lot on it because most of the time it's only like a $10 to $20 thing.
Yeah, because when I picked up my $3 lot of stuff, when I paid him already, and then I saw this piece, or it was a $7 lot, and I saw this piece and I held it up. He goes, just take it, put it in. So his model is he
doesn't want to pack it back up.
So what he does is he buys closeouts and he does clean outs or something. I guess.
Yeah, probably.
And he takes all the jewelry and guns and stuff.
He sells all the valuable stuff first.
Yeah,
and then the junky stuff he takes to the flea market.
Instead of throwing it out, he'll go, I'm just gonna blow this stuff out.
And towards the end of the morning, when it's closer to close or whatever, he's just like, hey, everything's... The one day he was everything's free. Take whatever off the table. He does that all the time.
Yeah. But it's real smart, and it's a way to spend a few hours in the morning and
that way all
money.
That stuff isn't sitting, on your property or
to him it's money.
In a storage unit.
It's not that it's garbage, because people will buy a lot of that junk.
Yeah.
And I found those purses for you. Those old...
they're up in the office. Yeah.
That was part of the $3 lot.
So, a bolo item... Oh. And this is the most funniest thing. So do you guys, was that from Three's Company?
Yes, Mrs. Roper.
Remember Mrs. Roper from Three's Company?
Yeah.
I guess there are bar crawl events where people dress up like Mrs. Roper and they all go out to these...
Helen Roper.
They all go out and get drunk all day or whatever. And hang out with their friends. And they wear the moo-moo.
The moo-moo and then the curly red wig.
And the curly wig. So here's Mrs. Roper. There's a Mrs. Roper style nightgown, moo-moo type of thing. Isn't that fun?
That will probably sell quickly.
And it's clean. There's no stains or rips on it.
Where'd you get that again?
From that estate sale.
Oh, geez, that's right.
The last one I sold it for $35, and I picked it up cheap, like a couple bucks at a yard sale. So that's gonna be fun to sell.
Man, that covers everything up, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it's really Puritan.
So, but you don't have to worry about, this is your comfy moo-moo and you wear
Come and knock on our door.
You can party in that.
Take a seat that is new.
But it's hilarious when you look online and see all the people dressed up like Mrs. Roper.
Yeah.
They're all wearing these big moo-moo things
and
everything.
Wigs, yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
It's great.
Yeah. Bargain Barons is joining us.
Yay! I was wondering if they'd stop in.
The Bargain Barons, and they've got some really cool videos up. So when you guys are done hanging out with us, check out their channel. Karen put up, Rob and Karen put up a cool video. I like how Karen restores the vintage furniture. I think that's really cool, and she sells it. David Hayes, my wife's nightwear was called Boo Boos.
Boo Boos? Hey, David.
David says, I knew a man that traded in $100 comic books to get 10-cent comic books because he would sell tons of cheap comics to kids with $1 or $2, but could go weeks without selling a $100 comic.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, the fast nickel or the slow dime.
Yeah.
And sometimes you take the fast nickel just to keep things moving.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just do it. Yeah.
And, it depends. If that's, and I guess in this one guy's case, since he's probably doing well with all the gold and stuff that he sells, But money is money, and I even heard him talking to a fella. That's his whole thing. Any way he could save a nickel or a dime, he says he does it. And to make a nickel or a dime means something to him. It's not, well, if that's not $3,000, I don't want it. You know, gee, you want to buy that? Give me your money.
He wants that fast nickel.
What's in your pocket?
He wants everything moving.
I want what's in your pocket, in my pocket. Now I have it.
Yeah.
No, it's like business 101. You know.
Yeah.
And he's not. Well, that's old. That's $600. Even if it was, I'm not.
Do you want to move it or not?
Yeah.
And if you want to sell it for more, a flea market type of venue might be the wrong type of venue.
Yeah,
for
and
that.
we hear people complain all the time, vendors at this one particular flea market, how everyone nickels and dimes. Yeah, that's the flea market.
It's a cheapy flea market. It's not a high-end flea market. It's like the working class flea market.
But it's different if you figure it out when you're there.
It's
and go,
not like an antique shop or something.
But why would you go back? Why would you vend there again?
There are some flea markets that are more high end, and we've
course.
seen them, and it's not for us.
It's retail.
I like finding the bargains.
Right. Well, that's the whole point.
Just like the bargain barons like bargains.
Yeah.
They say they can't stick around too long. We're getting ready for a night out of fun.
Oh, nice.
They're gonna go see the crash test dummies.
Once there was a kid who got into an accident and couldn't go to school but win. That's great stuff.
That's
fun. Remember that. Mm-hmm. Now it's in my head.
So with eBay right now, sales are steady, but I'm noticing, because I think most people have done their holiday shopping, it's kind of too late to order stuff online to get it sent in on time.
You hear that, Louie?
For most items.
You're done. If you didn't get your gifts online yet, you can't.
So people are like, most of my sales are like $10 and $15 items right now, and then I had like a $30 sale and an $85 sale. So I had a couple higher dollar sales sandwiched in with a bunch of small sales.
Mickey has the figures in it, like a Mickey Mouse, like a couple of people that dress up, has that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
And gates and fences and like paper buildings you put together. And I think I got it at the thrift store for like $13.
Nice.
So I'm like, it's a big item too. It's a big box, so I'm not looking forward to packing up. But nothing will break, I don't think, which is good. It's not like anything fragile.
Good.
But yeah, it's got to ship that sucker. I think I did free on that too, free shipping. So it probably cost like $20, but still, I mean, 13 and 150.
That's a good sale.
It's very good.
That's a good sale. So we did do a little bit of thrifting today because it was a rainy day and I was cooped up in the house most of the weekend.
You love it.
And today I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling a little better. Let's go thrift a little bit. So I did pick up something really cool. This is like 100 years old.
I am not.
Well, not yet.
Half that. Oh.
So this is a Pyrex like casserole dish thing. Like a glass dish with like this tray, this metal like holder.
It's like something from Plan 9, or like a spaceship.
Ooh, yeah, it does look like a spaceship, right? And the handles I think are Bakelite.
Yeah, they look like it.
I'm really surprised that this didn't have any chips or cracks in the glass.
Would you like some in it?
No.
Oh.
It was $4.49 and I had a 20% off discount.
Those aren't chips in it. What are these?
Those aren't. That's dirt. I gotta clean it.
Oh,
yeah, I don't see any chips.
Yeah, that's in
like you know what? There's a few little flea bites here, but those have been there for 50 years.
Yeah, those are nice.
I don't see anything major.
Are you sure they were there for 50 years or maybe 25, you know?
Forever. And then this is the holder for it. But yeah, those little handles there, it looks like they're Bakelite.
Is it stamped Pyrex somewhere?
The glass is stamped Pyrex.
That's what I mean.
The metal is not,
well,
but it has this neat little like design on the side.
It is a cool find.
It's like a chrome look.
What was that, like $4?
$4.49.
Stupid. Plus 20% off.
And I honestly don't sell a lot of this kind of stuff because I haven't had a lot of luck with it.
You got a whole lot of luck, man. I'm sorry.
I do watch another YouTube channel, and shout out to Old Curiosity Shop. I do enjoy his YouTube channel. He does a lot of videos about finding stuff from the Art Deco era, from like the 1920s, 1930s, 40s.
And whenever when you found it today, I started singing the Old Curiosity Shop theme song.
Yeah, anytime I see stuff like that, I'm like, oh, that looks like something that Old Curiosity Shop would buy.
Yep,
yeah.
The coolest thing. I couldn't believe it when it was sitting on the shelf.
It's worth a ton of money. It might be like a $25 or $30 thing at most. But it just looked so neat. I'm like, you know what? Let's try it.
But it should sell, in that, especially in that condition. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's neat.
Eyes up. Okay.
And then let's see.
What else did you get? We're doing show and tell, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some show and tell.
I got
so,
that.
and then this I paid $3.99 for, and
Only
it's
$3.99.
Oh, I don't know how that shows up on there, but
It don't. I'll tell you. Whoop,
well, the
careful.
thing I think, what's going on with the screen?
Are we off again? Oh.
It reconnected.
What is going on?
I don't know. Maybe it needs an update or something. But this is from the 1940s. It's a little purse made out of cord. And it's got a cord design. It has like a heart design and a spiral design on
Cord's
there.
light. Yeah.
And it's really cute. It's just a little like handbag, like a lady's handbag from the 1940s. $20 to $25 probably. You know, but it's super cute. I couldn't leave it there because the price was right.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is really fun. And I don't normally deal with a lot of clothing. I'm very particular about what clothes I put on eBay anymore because I've had some clothes just sit there forever and not sell.
Mm-hmm.
This is from Sears department store from the 1970s. And it has the original tag. Sears Perma Pressed. It's like a lady's sweater. It has the... Oh, it's acrylic. Okay, size 16. At home wear, Sears Perma Pressed. But I thought that was cool. I'm picturing like some lady in the 70s wearing that with bell bottoms.
So that, those usually the ones that sell.
Yeah.
They're like thigh highs that just kind of, but they're old from the 70s and they're Sears brand.
Oh, wow.
So I just listed those.
Yes,
Before we
some of that sells, the vintage hosiery, if it's like old new stock.
Oh, yeah. And I checked the soles and they sell, so.
Cool.
It's a matter of sitting back and waiting. 3 packs of the same size and color. So.
Especially if it has video reconnecting.
I really want to talk about stuff.
I think it needs an update or something. I don't know what's going on there. So, okay, James, your turn to talk.
Anyway, at the flea market, I got a couple cool things, and I'm going to go back and forth between the flea that state sale. But this is that gopher from Caddyshack movie. It's a golf club cover, and this was one that sings and moves. And this is the more not so common one. There's a bunch of these that don't have
really
a mechanism.
He's really cute.
Yeah, but the one with the mechanism could be like $30 to $60. So I got him for like $2. So I was like, yeah, that's a good one. This is I'm all over the place. This was something I thought was funny at a thrift store recently. It was it's one of these
Should I hold it up to the
medallions. You can if you want. Still have the price tag on it. Has a Mr. T on it. Actual Mr. T. You can see it there. Hold it. Yeah. And you can see him. Yeah, right there. Turn it to your left. That's good. That's good enough.
Okay.
But that was just kind of funny. Did you restart the whole computer?
I did.
Okay.
I did. Like a half hour ago. OBS reconnection successful. Can you guys still hear us and see us okay? It's making it difficult to tell what the...
Why on Sunday night?
What in the actual... It always seems to be on a Sunday night. Like this... I remember this happened one time on a Sunday night.
Okay, so now the chat's back. Can you hear us out there? Hello, hello, and we're not moving. Hello, hello.
It's just spinning. It says excellent connection, and then it does that.
I
don't know why we're having so many issues.
That's really horrible. If we were a business or something, like a real legit type of conducting some sort of bit, I'd be really upset.
I'm really upset right now.
Yeah.
I want to scream at this thing. I guess we're just going to have to try to restart again. And if that doesn't work, we're just going to have to do this another day.
Hello.